Oh, now we decided to show up.
I messaged you, Bobby.
I called you. No, you didn't message me. I called you, and I'm
Check
like,
your
hey.
WhatsApp.
Check your WhatsApp. I'm not on WhatsApp. What is up, everybody, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 21 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by my best friend in all the land, Mr. Toby Thornton. What's up, Toby?
Bubble?
What's up, Tobel?
What's up, Bubble?
You alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
How you doing, Tobe? How you doing, Tobe? Seriously. You look a little peaked.
I'm fine. I don't know, I just got a little, it's later in the day, got a little red patch.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I was drinking peach Coca-Cola today.
Really?
Yeah.
You people drink anything.
I know, man.
That doesn't even sound good.
Tasted like somebody had peeled a peach, left the skin in a Coke bottle to ferment.
Ooh, that's bad.
Tasted alright.
I bet it did. Ugh.
I wouldn't buy it again.
Oh, that's crazy. Why would you even buy it in the first place?
I was curious.
Yeah, well, curiosity killed the cat, bro.
Good job I'm not a pussy, innit?
Well then. Okay, so
I don't know what to say.
You know what, man? Let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our Geek Outs.
Geek Outs.
You got a sleeping baby there. You can't be like, Geek Outs!
Definitely not.
That's what I can do, because I can get away with it, because, you know.
She probably heard that down the hallway through my headphones.
She'll start crying in 2 minutes, be like, what's going on?
I've got the monitor right here, just in case.
Oh, boy. She's going to be like, yo, Pops, come change my diaper.
Dude, she's done some turds today, I'm telling you.
So how is that? Like, being alone, home alone with a kid?
It's fine, I can deal with it. Like, as long as there's no, explosions or anything. Like, if it's contained, it's manageable.
I mean, how does it feel being a father? Just in terms of, having to do all these little tasks and duties that you never did before.
I don't know, it's pretty easy. I think I'm just used to it now, so... But you do feel more like a responsible adult than usual, so...
I don't know what that feels like. I don't think...
Yeah, you're just a big man, baby.
Hey, man, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Is there any talks of a second child in the works, or no?
Not at the moment.
Are both of you on the same page with that? You're just we can wait.
We're totally on agreement that we want to wait for a bit and then just see how Evie goes. See how she grows and progresses and, go from there.
Makes sense. You know what I mean? Why rush?
Yeah.
Just stick with the one. You're fine. There's no need. I mean, you lived with Murren. You know what it's like to have a brother. And you have a sister, too. It's no fun.
Yeah, it's no fun.
Life would have been so much better without, the siblings, right?
Yeah, to a degree, definitely.
How dare you talk poorly about Murren like that? What is wrong with you? Man, the nicest guy in your family, you're bashing on him.
I wouldn't say that. He's alright, I guess.
He's alright, I guess. He's gonna pummel you when he sees you next time.
You know what? He got real lucky at a boot sale recently.
A boot sale?
I guess you called them like a yard sale. But,
okay.
But it's in a field and there's lots of cars.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, he went to this one and he got, the original fat PlayStation 3.
Oh.
And it was boxed and everything. £25.
Get out. That's a steal.
That's the one that everyone wants because it plays PlayStation 1 games.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
Oh, it does? It's backwards compatible with PS1?
That's right.
And PS2?
I think it might just be PS1.
What sense does that make? We're gonna put out a PS3 And it's going to be backwards compatible to the PS1,
it
but
might
not the
be
PS2.
PS2, but I've only seen people play PS1 games on it. That's all.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. What are you geeking out about there, Toby?
Well, I had my mate Dan over today, and we filmed a couple of videos together for his YouTube channel. So that was cool.
Who?
Dan.
Who's Dan?
Dan Towels on YouTube.
Whoa. You're cheating on me?
Not cheating. I'm telling you.
Whoa. So you're doing content for somebody else?
Yeah. Bobby.
I'm kind of hurt.
Relax, man. Relax.
I'm really kind of hurt.
I do content with you every week.
I'm not sure how to take this. This is a little off-putting.
Look, man, Sean's allowed to do content with other people.
Yeah, but Sean, that's different. Sean's not touching other people when he's doing the content. He's not able to feel them up.
There may have been a little bit of shoulder rubbing.
I'm disappointed in you.
Dude, you're gonna love it, right? We had a free camera setup. It was insane. So we got the middle camera filming us both, and then we got one camera on the left.
What did you do?
Filming Dan's face, and one camera on the right filming my face.
What did you do?
What?
What did you record?
Oh, I'm laughing too loud, man. We did 3 videos. First one was an E3 predictions expectations.
I gotta go. I can't do this right now. What is wrong with you, man?
Dude, we've already done this on the podcast.
So what? You're cheating on me with other people.
I'm not allowed to talk about stuff.
You're exclusive to me, man.
Bobby, you're controlling.
Yes. You're exclusive to me, man.
This is abuse, Bobby.
It's not abuse. You haven't seen abuse yet. It's coming.
I didn't sign any contracts.
Wow. I am hurt.
Dude, I'm not like, it's not like I'm making a video, editing it, and sending it to his channel.
He devastated.
Actually came here.
I'm devastated.
He's filmed it. He's editing it.
You tell Dan to back off.
I want Dan to come on the podcast, but
no, it ain't happening now. Yeah, Forget that. That was a bad way to bring him into the mix.
Oh my gosh, Bobby.
I'm so.
You know what?
What?
My brother said that you would react like this.
Did he really? Yeah, because he knows you're cheating on me, man. I thought we had something special. It's apparent that you could care less. You can look at me like that all you want. The facts have been laid out. I just don't even want to do. I don't want to stop recording now. We're only like 10 minutes in. I want to go. I feel like my wife gutted me. Now you gut me.
Bobby, I'm here right now. My baby's asleep. I don't have to be here, right? I'm here, sacrificing my free time. I'm risking the baby.
Is that why you played? Is that why you played video games with me yesterday? You felt bad because you were going to cheat on me today. You didn't bring it up yesterday, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was live.
Yeah,
and I knew that you would have had a freak out.
Yeah, you didn't want to be like called on the carpet in front of everybody. Well, now it's happening. So how's it feel now? I want to know right now in the comments down below. Should I be upset? And if you leave any comment other than yes, I'm going to delete it. So just say yes.
I'm perfectly within my right.
You have no rights.
Other people.
Okay. That's it. We are no longer best friends. I'm glad you did this to us.
This is some YouTube drama. You're going to get major clicks.
Yeah, I doubt that. People are like, I was about time these idiots stop talking to each other.
Dude, people care about this stuff.
So you did 3 videos. How long did they last?
Altogether, I think we had like an hour's worth of footage altogether.
What the An hour?
Yeah. Each video is like 20, 23 minutes, something like
that. Dan, you and I are going to have words. I'm tracking you down after the show. You and me, buddy. We're going to have to settle this once and for all.
You know what as well, right? He asked me before we did a video if you would be cool with me doing videos.
And you never even asked me. That's how disrespectful you are.
Well, no. Number one, Bobby, it's my life.
Well, no, it's not. It's not your life.
It's not your life.
Yes, it is.
Calm down, Bobby. It's
Man.
all going to be okay.
This is a prelude to Luke Lore. Don't ever leave Sean and go do something with someone else, because this is the exact reaction you're going to get. I'm disappointed in you.
You'll get over it.
No, I don't care. I care less. That's fine. I've always wanted you to go do stuff. You're just antisocial, man.
I am.
I try to get people to come on the show. You don't want to bring people on the show.
Dude, I don't mind bringing. I want you to get old flipping Switch Island on the show, man.
It's who you want to come on the show. If I pick somebody, it's like, nah.
Who do you want to?
I'm not going to come on this week.
I can't believe this is like dirty laundry we're bringing up.
It's not dirty laundry. It's dirty
Yes,
laundry.
it is.
It's not. I wanted to bring on Joe after work. You told me no.
No, I didn't. You're dreaming, man.
I know, just messing. I'm just teasing. Okay. What 3 videos. When can people expect to see these videos?
I don't know. He said one might be finished tonight. So I reckon over the next week or two.
Does he realize that nobody cares about what you say, that he shouldn't be putting you in content?
Right? So we did one video on E3.
I'll tell you right now, if any of those videos you've been doing for me with the 2 people, I'm coming after you.
2 people? What's this?
You talking to yourself?
Oh, no. None of that stuff.
Because I'm going to hurt you.
That's exclusive.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
You got the exclusive on
Okay,
that.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and we did another video.
Where was Dan when you needed a gold Mario Amiibo? That's what I want to know. Nowhere to be found.
I wasn't friends with Dan at the time.
Well, guess
I've only
what?
known Dan like a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah, thanks. That ain't much longer than me.
No, I've known you forever, Bobby.
It's been 4 years now.
Yeah, forever. So the second video, we did an American candy taste test video.
What the You did that for me?
Yeah, I know, but I did a different one with Dan. And I almost threw up. It was so bad.
What was it? What were you eating?
It's those like sour candies that are like
Sour Patch Kids?
I don't know. They're like basically really extremely sour. I'm salivating just thinking about them right now. There was so at the end of the video, spoilers, right? We put 3 in our mouths at once, right? So I had 2 apple flavor and a watermelon flavor. And I put them all in my mouth, right? Because earlier on in the video, I did.
Right back here's tensing up already. Just imagine.
Yeah, I did a single lemon one at the start of the video. It was pretty bad for about 30 seconds, and then it was fine.
Yeah.
Right. So I thought I can handle this. 2 apples, 1 watermelon, all in at the same time. Instant regret. Like, it was so sour. Like my face was caving in. I actually started to cry. I was salivating so hard, like I really thought I was going to throw up. It was the grossest thing. We both had to spit them out. It was that bad.
Sissies. A couple of sissies. Anyway.
And the last video we did, we talked about Resident Evil 4 because we're both massive fans of that game.
That game's trash. So you can have that. You can have that.
Best game ever.
I don't know, the best ever, really.
It's in my top 3 for sure.
You're insane. That's top 3.
Yeah. We got Mario Galaxy 2, Resident Evil 4, and Link to the Past. They're my top 3. Not in that order, but they are.
And where's Breath of the Wild? That's not better than Breath of the Wild. What are you on crack?
I do love Breath of the Wild.
Oh, Resident Evil is not better than Breath of the Wild.
They're on par.
You've really put this whole day in a bad feeling. Like now,
I've sent you in a spiral, haven't I?
Yes. Myself, I'm geeking out about DC Universe Online. Just got announced to be hitting the Switch this summer. Back on the PS3, I bought this game. and I played it for a month, and then the PSN crash, the huge crash happened. Mm-hmm. Literally played it for a month. Boom, it went down, and it was down for 3-4 months, something like that. And then by the time I got back, like all my friends stopped playing, so I couldn't really get back into it. But I'm hoping this time to get like a group of people together and really start playing it. I'll be streaming it and playing it and all that stuff. But like this summer is just so packed with games. Like what's coming up this summer, it is insane. The back half of 2019, like this is I don't think that I can ever remember my life. It's such a short span of time with so many games hitting all at once. Like I don't even know where to begin with the games I'm going to be playing.
Yeah, there's a lot coming out that you're into.
Yeah.
Because a lot of games come out every year, but to have so many that are tailored to your taste is special.
What is that supposed to mean?
What?
What is
saying?
What are you trying to say?
You're a lucky boy. That's all I'm saying.
Boy, you better tread lightly today, boy. You're already. Anyway, no, it has me. Well, first off, the one thing too is this is a Sony game coming to the Switch, and I don't think many people are putting much. Like they're not really saying much about it.
Yeah,
and it did go to the Xbox first. And I think that was the first big shock. But also the fact that it is going to Switch kind of excites me. It does. I did re-download it one time for the PS4. But that's the type of game that, like, you really need to have people helping you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not one of those games where you can just run out by yourself and kind of, like, beat it all by yourself. So I'm hoping I can get 4 people to play with me because it'll be pretty awesome. And I don't think I'll have that big of an issue. It's just a matter of people who actually want to play.
Is it free to play?
It is free to play, but you can also pay. Like if you pay monthly, you get all the expansions for free. So anytime they put expansions out, you get that stuff for free. But you can pay. You can pay 2 ways: monthly or it's free to play, and you can just and basically the idea is. You create your character, and your character will either you're a good guy or bad guy, and you have like a tutor or a mentor, either be Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, whatever, and then you go off and do these missions that are based on them. But it's so cool to like go between.
So you can't actually play as the cool characters.
You're not playing as Batman or Superman or any of that, but you do see them like running around and doing stuff. You're fighting against the actual villains. And that's kind of cool.
Even if you play a villain.
If you play a villain, no, then you'll be fighting against the good guys. You'll be going against Batman and Superman. It's really cool. And what's really even awesome is to go between Gotham and Metropolis. Like just to see the two different parallels. Like Gotham's all dingy and rainy and Metropolis is all like bright and colorful.
So isn't this game similar to the Marvel game that's coming?
No. Nothing like it because this is an MMO, right? This is an RPG.
So the Marvel one is just like 4-player co-op.
Yes,
it's not like online sort of with millions of people.
Well, yeah, exactly. You're only playing with the 4 people that you're playing with, or however many people you play with, and that's it. This one, you're literally playing, and there's people running all over the place.
Yeah,
that are totally different people and from all over the world.
So what did you call your character on PS4?
Holy crap, what was it? I think I had oh my god, I can't remember. It's been so long. I had like 4 or 5 different characters. So I had like a couple of good characters cuz you get like different builds too, like a tank and then like all these different like but the end game on that is super hard. Like when you've leveled out to level 30 and you got to where you have to do, the end game is like madness. That's where all the grinding comes in, and you got to like spend all this time like grinding for gear, and it's pretty interesting though. But all right, so let's jump into some topics, shall we, Toby? We'll go with yours first. How about that?
Okay. My topic is Sony announced that they are starting their own movie production studio. And they're bringing all of their video game movies in-house to hopefully get those off the ground finally. It's called PlayStation Productions. So yeah, we don't know a lot about it, other than they want to start making their own movies. So what do you think about that? Do you think that's a smart move? Do you think we're going to start seeing some decent video game movies? What sort of movies are we going to see?
I mean, part of me thinks it's a smart move because you have total control over your licenses and your IP. But the other part of me thinks it's a horrible move because, I mean, anybody that's seen the recent Spider-Man movies and all that stuff, like, they've struggled to make movies. They don't.
I like the Spider-Man movies.
Which ones?
Well, the new Spider-Man, not because there's been 2 new ones, right?
There's been one. Well, you had Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
You like those?
I think they're all right.
Yeah, they're all right. They're not that great.
Yeah, but the newest Spider-Man.
That's not Sony.
That's not Sony.
That's Disney.
Is it?
It's Disney. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're really good, and that's where the difference is. You know what I mean? Like, you look at now, I did like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. They did 1 and 2 were good.
They haven't aged well.
No, but still at the time, during the era when they were done, they were really well done.
Right.
1 and 2 were fantastic. 3 was left a lot to be desired. Yeah. But that being said, they haven't had a whole lot of luck with movies in the past, I'd say 4 years, give or take. Like when you look at what their plans are, I just don't know if they could pull it off. I know that Last of Us was supposed to be a movie, and I don't think that ever got off the ground. I think it's kind of fallen apart.
Same with Uncharted. They've had different writers making scripts.
And I really don't think they should be made into movies. I really don't. I feel like here's the thing. If you want to see the Last of Us movie, just go on the internet, and it's a 15-hour movie of all the cutscenes. And that's ultimately the movie, Now, could you edit that down? Yeah. For me personally, I think, like, if you want to make that movie, you want to make The Last of Us, to avoid really getting people upset and bothered by it, you do one of two things. Either one, it's a standalone movie that has nothing to do with Joel and Ellie, and it's kind of like a different area. Or B, you do an animated movie, and you actually hire, the voice actors to do the movie, and you get your studio to make the animations and do it. Because I think that would be better. Because like I said, it is 15 hours, but you could cut a lot of fluff out of that and bring it down. But that game, it's funny because I've been wanting to this weekend hook my PS4 up and play that game again.
Yeah.
Like that game, every now and again, it gets this urge within me to go play that game. That game is so good. But I don't know how it translates into a movie. And the same with Uncharted. But I guess with Uncharted, it's a little bit easier because it's sort of like an Indiana Jones movie. And
yes, the thing is, there are a lot of movies that already exist that are basically Uncharted.
Yes.
I think Uncharted took a lot of inspiration from those older films.
Yes.
But I feel like the story-driven games that PlayStation puts out, they are so good because of the characters and the actors that play the characters. And if you make a movie based on those characters, but you've got different actors playing them, then that's kind of jarring. You could make I suppose you could make an Uncharted film that doesn't star Nathan Drake or any of the characters we know. It could just be in the Uncharted universe and feature the same, high adventure, pulpy action, and that could work. But then it depends how far do you take it until it stops feeling like Uncharted.
How did that the DLC that they put out a couple years ago with
Lost Legacy?
Yes, how did that play out?
See, that felt like an Uncharted game, but it sort of felt a bit fresh as well because the characters were different. Mm-hmm. I think one of the characters was a side character in the Uncharted games, but I still enjoyed it.
They both were in Uncharted.
Were they both?
Yes, both.
I thought it was only Nadine.
No, they both did. They both did.
Okay. Well, anyway. Side characters, no Nathan Drake. It worked. So I think it's a possibility that if they just have it in the universe, it could work. I don't think that's quite what will happen in a Last of Us movie, because I think Last of Us is so much about Joel and Ellie.
Yeah, and
so
it makes me wonder about Last of Us 2 and what that game is going to be. It's crazy because when I first got done playing the original Last of Us, I thought, I want more. I want more of this. I want more of these characters. And now, as we move forward, I'm just kind of like, I don't know that I want them to touch it. I don't know that I want to take that chance and have it ruined. You know, that specialty of that first game.
Yeah.
So I know for a fact I don't want them to put a movie out of it. And I was not a fan of them. Because like you said, in my mind, the voices are Joel and Ellie. And the minute you put actors in there, you lose that. And that's why I say, like, if you want to do an animated movie, and look, they can do an animated movie that looks so realistic, it's not even funny. But do an animated movie and dive into it and really push it hard. And that, I feel like, would be the way to go. Now, that being said, who did Ratchet and Clank movie? Who made that movie?
I don't know, but I've not seen that. But I heard the fans weren't that impressed by it.
No, and I'm wondering if that was Sony Pictures that did that.
I mean, I think that was weird because the game was made in conjunction at the same time.
Yes.
And a lot of the movie scenes were part of the game's cutscenes.
Yes.
And that was really weird because every time people uploaded footage on YouTube, like, or even on your PS4 when you were capturing footage of the game, it didn't allow you to capture footage during the cutscenes because that was part of the movie. So
that's weird.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, animated movies are fine. I think you're on the right track there. But I think a game that could make a good live-action movie with lots of special effects is Bloodborne.
Okay.
Because there are no main character. You don't play as a main character in that. You make your own character, right?
Yeah.
So that's more about the universe and the lore and the aesthetics and everything.
Gotcha.
So I think that's something that you could really capture well in a movie, and it would still feel like the game.
I just want to throw this out there. The production company for the Ratchet & Clank was Rainmaker Entertainment, PlayStation Originals, Blockade Entertainment, a Chinese group. It was distributed by Gramercy Pictures. So really, Sony, other than the fact that it was PlayStation Originals, which I don't know what that studio is, really didn't have a whole lot to do with the movie. But the movie cost $20 million to make. It only made $12 million in the box office.
Oh, that's funny because $20 million is so cheap.
Yeah.
Like, and it only made that. That's disappointing, man.
But Bloodborne, I think, would make a really good movie. Honestly, like you said, because it's something that is kind of, it could be standalone and it could be anything, and I don't think anybody would really get upset. And the thing of it is, like, there's not a big story. I think another one they could probably get away with is Horizon.
Yeah.
Because I think you have it better or an easier chance of getting away with making movies of like a game like Horizon, because you could basically take it and have like a side story to the original story. Mm-hmm. Uncharted, you could do the same thing. Like Nathan Drake could be in that. Only it just kind of sucks because, Nolan North isn't going to be a part of it, and the voice isn't going to sound necessarily the same to what we're used to. But I think you could get away with it with Uncharted because you could basically do like a standalone film with Last of Us. I keep going back to it, but that one's so difficult to do because that is revolving around Joel and Ellie. And the only reason I bring it up is because that's the one that they've already said that they're looking at making a movie for. So how does that work?
Have you seen the film The Road?
No.
Based on the book?
No.
So I read once part of the inspiration for The Last of Us was the book The Road.
Okay.
And that is about a dad and his daughter in the apocalypse has happened.
Yeah. And
they're sort of traveling, trying to survive. And it's very similar vibes. And the film, I don't know if the film is that well respected, but at least not nowhere near as much as the book. However, I did enjoy that film a lot, and it did give me Last of Us vibes. So I believe that they could capture that sort of essence just with different characters. And maybe that's the key. Just don't have any of the characters that are in the game. Just have the universe.
Yeah.
And maybe you can have references to characters and events from the games, but yeah, make it its own thing.
The one that the movie recently that kind of did that for me was Logan.
Oh yeah, I totally agree about that.
Because that felt really like a Last of Us thing with know, Joel and Ellie, and where he doesn't really want to be involved in what he's doing, but he's doing it because it starts to hit him and do it. I watched that opening scene of Last of Us the other day, and I was like, "Oh, it's so gut wrenching."
It sticks with you, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. It's like, and every time you watch it, it just pulls them emotions right back out, and it's like, oh. And honestly, that's what made me want to play the game. Yeah, I watched that. I watched that original that first cutscene, and I was like, "Oh my god, I gotta play this again." So I part of me thinks it's a good idea for Sony to do this, and part of me just thinks like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's. I mean, if like I said, it'd almost be like the way I feel about it, but it's a little bit different. Is if like Nintendo or Microsoft were like, we're going to create our own movie studio to make movies. But the difference is Sony's already been doing movies for a while. I think I'd feel a little bit better if the movies that Sony was putting out were actually really good. So I don't know. It's tough.
How about God of War as well?
That's one, again, that's really tough to touch, man, because of the voice and the way it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
100% agree. Yeah.
I think it becomes very difficult, I think any game becomes difficult to translate into a movie. Like, at least with the Mario movie that they're talking about doing. I feel like everything that you do that is live action becomes the Mario Brothers movie back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Trash and garbage. But if you take it and you do an animated movie, then I think you can get away with it because you can hire the original voice actors to do it. It's no different than the Mario movie. Charles Martinet is going to be doing that movie. So you don't feel as bad having it, seeing a movie like that. It'd be like a Star Fox movie. That would have to be animated, You couldn't actually do... I mean... Although the stuff that Disney's doing lately, who knows? But that's not... I mean, that's Disney doing it, and that's not, It's tough. It's hard to say. I wish... Part of me, and I will be honest with you, part of me wishes that Nintendo would have partnered with Disney, because I feel like that would have been the far better studio for Nintendo to work with for their movies.
Yeah, you know what? Like, I think that Sony's games just don't lend themselves... It's in that way because the stories are so important to Sony games and the characters are so important.
Yeah.
In Nintendo games, you've got an iconic character, but you don't have an iconic story.
Yeah.
And that's where movies come in, is to add that story to the character.
Yeah.
And there's like free reign there almost.
And that's the thing. I think you nailed it. To me, nobody does story-driven games like Sony. Those games that Sony puts out are above and beyond, in my opinion, the best of gaming when it comes to story-driven games. Nintendo can't touch them when it comes to that. Microsoft definitely can't touch them when it comes to that. But when you look at what Sony does, it's not just one game. Before you'd be like, oh, well, it's just Uncharted. But it's Uncharted, Last of Us, God of War, the Spider-Man game they just put out, Horizon. They really make some special games when it comes to that. And that's something that's very hard for, I feel like, other companies to replicate. And I just feel like when you have something that special, you kind of don't want it to be tainted with a bad version. It's almost like I said, it's almost like why I don't want a Last of Us 2 at this point. Because I just feel like, man, can they keep it good? Like, if it doesn't hit, it doesn't feel the same, it just hurts, I feel like, the legacy. And I think that's a little different than a Nintendo game, Where a Nintendo game, like a Mario 2 can only get better because there's no story to a degree. You know what I mean? Like, you're just saving the princess. That's the ultimate thing. And there's not story-based stuff. But like when you have a Sony game, if you don't nail it, you don't nail the story as well as the game, it kind of lacks a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, as well, right? Because it's going to be in-house at Sony, are the films going to be canon or not?
You would think, right? I mean, you would think it was.
You'd think, but what if they're bad? They can't just erase that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Disney did it with Star Wars.
Oh, yeah,
They were just like, none of that stuff is canon. Doesn't matter. So who knows? Okay, so the Nintendo topic we have this week is, how old were you when you played your first Nintendo game? What was the game? And what is your fondest memory about playing a Nintendo game?
Well, I think, as far as I can remember,
I was
probably about 5 or 6. Because I remember Master System and Mega Drive, aka Genesis, right?
Yeah.
I have like earlier memories of that stuff than Nintendo stuff. But I think my first Nintendo game was probably on the SNES around mid-90s. And it was probably either Super Mario World or A Link to the Past. Okay. One of those two games. Maybe even Mario All-Stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, those games are, all 3 of those games, just so many SNES games that are special for me. But because I started off playing games, I've probably told you this story before, when I was player 2, right? And my controller wasn't plugged in, right? So I thought I was playing, but really my brother's playing.
God love you, Mern.
But yeah, like when I finally figured it out and actually started playing, like, yeah, just fell in love with gaming. So.
But that's your fondest memory? Like, you don't have like.
Well, no, that's not my fondest memory. That's just like my fondest memory probably is N64 era.
Okay. When
I'm getting a bit older, and back then I used to play games with my parents a lot. And especially, Mario Kart 64. That's the one that my mum would join in on as well. Because, mum would watch us play games, but like my dad would usually be the one playing with us. But with that game, my mum would jump in. So that was just really cool. Like, my brother would always be Toad, I would always be Yoshi, my mum would be Peach, and my dad would be like Bowser or whoever. Like, so. Yeah, just a lot of memories of playing those games. One track in particular, was it Calamari Desert? Or Kalahari Desert, whatever it is. Yeah, that the one with the train and everything. Yeah, just so many nights of playing that with my mum and dad and my brother. It's just, it's special.
It's awesome.
Really special.
That's awesome. For me, I want to say I was like 13 years old. And the first game I can remember playing is Super Mario Brothers. And my cousins had gotten Nintendos for Christmas. And it was also the first time I had heard about a Nintendo. And we went over to my cousin's house and we were playing Mario. And I remember my uncle telling my dad he needed to see Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Because my family was a big boxing family. Yeah. And my uncle puts it in, and my dad and him are playing. And I remember vividly, like, when we got done that day, it was Christmas morning, we got done that day, we got into the car, and my dad turned to us and goes, "Don't think you guys are getting one of those. Like, you want to play video games, you have an Atari 2600 at home, that's what you're going to play." And I was like, oh, man, I was so hurt. And then, like, I would try to find any excuse to go to my cousin's house to play their Nintendo. And, like, I would, like, try to spend the night over there and all that stuff. But probably my fondest memory, I mean, I have so many, really. But, like, I think two are kind of the biggest ones, and one is just playing Super Mario Kart for the first time with my cousins and my brother, and we would basically, because that one you could only play 2 players battle mode, and I remember one day just us trying it out, and we just fell in love with it.
Yeah,
and I feel like battle mode only works in couch co-op. It doesn't work in like wide open, like internet. Even the internet just doesn't work that well.
It doesn't have the same vibe, does it?
No, because when you're sitting there side by side and you're yelling at each other, and you're like, you're going to hit somebody with a red shell, and then like all of a sudden as you throw it, something gets in the way of it, and they just escape it, and they're cheering because they think they got away, and then bang, you hit them with another one, and it's like, it just, those moments are just, you can't, especially because Nintendo doesn't do voice chat. It takes away from those moments. But probably one of my favorite moments or fondest memories of playing is the Super Nintendo Final Fantasy 3, which is 6. And the way I had my room set up, I had a big TV. Like, we used to have these floor model TVs. Like, they're actually like a piece of furniture. And I had bought my mom a brand new one for Christmas one year. So I took the old one and put it in my room. Mm-hmm. And then I had a little TV that I put on top of it. And so the big TV, I was playing Final Fantasy. And then the little TV, I had American football on. Mm-hmm. And I was watching, it was like it'd be Sunday afternoon. And I'd be playing and watching football. And that Final Fantasy, the opera scene, was like the most unbelievable moment in video games for me at that point. Like that whole moment of like, you have different teams and you're trying to accomplish stuff, and you got one team going off one way and one team going off another way, and it's like as each team goes off, the story breaks and you go follow that team with that story, but then when it's done, you go back to the original spot, and then you gotta take the next team to go do something. It was like, it basically set the tone for that game. For as you move forward, even the final battle was like you had teams set up, and you had to kind of build the teams to take out Kefka. And man, it was so amazing. Like the music, everything about that game. Because the funny thing is, playing that game up until the opera scene, I just wasn't feeling it. I loved Final Fantasy 2. I loved Final Fantasy 1. This one, I just wasn't getting into it for some reason, and then that opera scene hit, and it was donezo for me. Like, that was it. I couldn't put it down. Yeah. But just those moments of just hanging out by myself, just chilling out, playing, it was just so special, man. It was such amazing stuff. So,
retro gaming, man.
I love it, man. I love it.
The nostalgia is great, isn't it?
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week we have some from Out of the Warp Pipe questions. We got 3 this week that we're going to throw out there, and we'll see what happens. So, what do you think or hope will be the big, heavy-hitting third-party announcement or port for the Nintendo Switch at E3?
Wouldn't it be great if Rockstar put Grand Theft Auto 5 on the Switch?
It would be. It would be pretty great. I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. It kind of blows me away. The only downfall to that, though, Toby, is Rockstar never comes to E3, correct?
No, they don't. Not really.
So I can't see them.
No, that's more of a hope. Because it worries me as well. Because open world games on Switch, like, I don't know. Like, I know it was on PS3 and Xbox 360, but so was Saints Row the Third. And that runs like trash on Switch. Yeah. So I don't know if that's because they put low effort into that, but
I mean, look at the studios. Number one. I mean, there's a big drastic difference in studios.
Yeah, there's a big difference. I don't know. Rockstar loves money though, and if they could just keep selling GTA 5, like that game's just going to be untouchable for forever. Like,
that studio is just pretty special, man. That studio is like they put stuff out, and it just sells forever. Like, you sit there and you see these, like Nintendo puts out a Mario game and like people buy it and it's like, oh, it's great numbers, but nobody does numbers like GTA. Like,
yeah, it's insane.
It's like years later, it's still in the charts. It just blows me away, man.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand how that's even possible. It's pretty unbelievable.
And also, I still want to see Final Fantasy 15 come to Switch.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Obviously Ubisoft, I want something special from them. And I don't know whether that be like a Mario Rabbids 2 or whatever. I don't know. But I would really love to see Square announce either Kingdom Hearts for the Switch or the Secret of Mana remaster. I would love to see come to Switch. I would love to replay that game again in a better...
Yeah, I think Kingdom Hearts would be better. Like, because I think the Secret of Mana remaster or remake, whatever you want to call it, I don't think it just... Without the pixel art, it doesn't have the same vibes.
Yeah, I know that going in.
There was the collection. They had the Second Setsu collection that was out in Japan only. So wouldn't it be great if they brought that over, like they localized that?
That would be pretty cool. Okay. What do you think Nintendo's wild card announcement for E3 will be? Something most Nintendo fans wouldn't expect.
This one's really hard, because all I can think about is stuff that Nintendo fans would expect.
Yeah.
The only thing potentially is they said no hardware, so maybe that means no hardware for Switch, but it does mean a mini console announcement,
like a classic.
A classic, like an N64 or Game Boy. That would be a pretty decent wild card.
Yeah, that is possible.
But also, another wild card would be their own streaming or subscription service separate from Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
Kind of like Game Pass.
Yeah.
That would be kind of left field for Nintendo because they like people to pay full price for their games. So if they had a service, a Netflix style service for actual Nintendo games, not just the retro games, that would be pretty wild.
Yeah. Dude, that's a hard question, man. Because, like, my mind goes to, like, Punch-Out or a new Kid Icarus game. An F-Zero game would really, I think, blow the roof off things. Because fans want it. They're always clamoring for it, but they never get it. It's one of those games that, like... But I really think the wild card announcement for this year, and I don't know that it's... Like, I don't know if this is legitimate. Like, these are just wild card. But I think if Nintendo was announced Mother 3 translation and it coming to Switch, people would go bonkers.
That would be a great one last thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just to be like, hey.
Yeah, just a little crowd pleaser. Yeah.
And it's available now. You know what I mean? Like, people would go bananas for that game. But who knows?
Would you like a 3D remake of Earthbound?
No, I don't need any of that. Like, just... What I would like to see done... And I don't know how it gets done, but I would love to see companies, if they decide to remake or remaster like a pixel art game, make them very similar to Octopath Traveler. Like, I feel like that was a fantastic pixel art game that doesn't look like a pixel art game.
That's why Secret of Mana remake sucks, because it looks bland.
Yeah.
So they should have done something.
Yeah, you look at something like Octopath, and it's like, wow,
that's a memorable art style. It's great.
That's flooring, man. Final question is: how do you feel about Amiibo? Are you still buying them?
If I could afford to, I would. I'd buy them all.
Yeah.
I still have that collector's mentality about them. Like, if I could, I just want them. I don't want to open them. I just want to take them and put them in a box in the garage and forget about them. But at the moment, I'm only buying the ones that I really, really like.
Do you have your collection still, or did you sell it off?
Yeah, I've still got my collections just sitting in the garage in a box. Yeah.
That hurts.
I wonder how many people are like me, though, that are like, maybe in 10, 20 years, these might be worth something. Like,
it's possible. I mean, I think at one point,
at the very least, they will be a nice look back at Nintendo's history.
That's true. Have you gotten any, like, what's, other than like Young Link, like, and Ken, what are some What are the ones you got before that? Anything?
I don't know, man. I think the ones that I wanted before that were some of them were the Zelda ones that came out that I couldn't get. I think there was a Majora's Mask one I couldn't get. Yeah, the one where he's holding the mask.
Yeah.
Before that, I was trying to get the Bayonettas, but I think I only got one of those. So I don't know. There's loads that I'm missing now. Yeah. So I'm probably never going to complete my collection.
I mean, you know me. I got them all.
Yeah.
Like I never backed off. I never slowed down. I kept going. At one point, I thought I was out. I thought I was done, and I just came back with a vengeance.
Where are they all now?
My Amiibo?
Yeah, all of them. Like, are they on the shelves behind you?
They're up on the top shelf. You probably can't.
Shelf. Yeah, I can't see it.
You can't see it. When we get done. Well, when I switch the camera you're on right now, you can't see them. But there are, like, I have, this is the Kirby ones here. That's the Kirby set there. On this side, you can't see because the microphone blocks it. Right here. Right there is all the Animal Crossing ones right in there. Mm-hmm. These are all the Splatoon ones right here. And then here's Zelda ones right there.
Yeah.
And then
you got Yoshi ones.
Yoshi ones are there. Yeah. And then up above, you can't see, but that's the Monster Hunter Story ones. And then I have 3 shelves here filled with them right in front of me. So when I do my next game room, I'm going to actually hang my other shelves and then take some of them down and put them over there.
So you're not sick of the sight of them?
No, I love them. I love them. I really do.
They look a bit like just clutter after a while. Like if you have too many together, it's like...
No, because you know what? The way I set mine up are kind of like, they're just, it's not all slammed together. You know what I mean? They're spaced out. They have a little room.
Do they bring you joy, Bobby?
When I look at them, I only see these ones all the time in front of me.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like I look up, I see, you know, my Rusty, my SteamWorld Dig one that I had custom made. You know, my Shovel Knight one. I have my Earthbound ones done.
Yeah.
And then I have my Box Boy one.
You're mean. You're a mean man.
Then I got that ugly looking one falling over. That Zelda one that somebody made for me. That trash
I don't know who did that.
Yeah. Maybe I should give that to Dan. How about that? So, that is all. Thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast. Be sure to check us out over on the Twitters. You can check Toby out at Toby's_take. You can check me out at Nintendo Gurus. That is all. Peace out, Preston.
Enjoy yourself and play some Resident Evil 4. What are you buying? Got some good things on sale, stranger.
Oh, now we turn the show off.
I messaged you, Bobby.
I called you. No, you didn't message me. I called you, and I'm
Check
like,
your
hey.
WhatsApp.
Check your WhatsApp. I'm not on WhatsApp.
Yes, you
Ready
are.
in a sec. You know what? First off, your nose is a little red.
No, I don't know why.
Second off, I can barely hear you because your microphone's probably nowhere
Oh
near
yeah,
you.
sorry. It's just nowhere near me.
Get your unprofessional. Let's see here. All right. Is that where you're going to be for the show?
I don't know. Do I look alright here? Am I fine
Well,
here?
I mean, it's as good as it's going to get with you.
I mean, I can, I should move this stuff out of the way.
Trash.
I love gurning, Bobby.
Love what?
Gurning.
The hell's gurning?
Screwing your face up.
What the hell is wrong with you?
You know, there's gurning championships.
For what, like that?
Yeah.
What the Okay.
Who can gurn the hardest?
Who can gurn the hardest? Oh, okay. Well,
I think you'd be good at it.
Well, if I just get a little fap session going, I can gurn really good. All right. Are you ready, Toby?
Yeah, I just want to get the name of this. If there is a name, I don't know. Oh, I don't think there is.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, I got it.
All right, here we go. Let me just make sure the settings are all good. Recording. And we are... You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Why are you looking all over the place?
I'm just looking at my phone, looking at the notes you sent me.
Just looking at my phone.
Just looking at my phone, man. Calm down.
All right. There we go. Oh, what the Okay. What is up, everybody, and welcome to Season 3, Episode 21 of the Nintendo PlayStation Podcast.